In this modern day, you know what's one of the worst things that you can do? Be cringe. Today I have a very cringy story to tell you. So this story begins with the World Cup. Now me, and I'm assuming if you're watching this video, you don't watch soccer or football, whatever you want to call it, I don't really care. You don't really watch sports. So what will suddenly get someone like me interested in the World Cup? Well, it's because Salt Bae ended up making himself being quite cringe, kind of made a fool of himself by suddenly invading the World Cup stadium. So Argentina ended up winning the World Cup, and obviously as people were celebrating and winning with the team, Ice Bae somehow just pulled the full Game Award kid and just somehow was able just to get on the stadium. His Instagram is filled with pictures of him with the World Cup, and he has tons of videos of him holding the World Cup, doing his signature thing where he like picks up the salt and salts the World Cup trophy, and it's extremely cringe. A lot of people are using the image where there's a video of him kind of like begging Messi for his attention, like Messi sitting down, winning and celebrating for the people who actually matter, you know, the people who won the game and the people who he fought to get this cup for. He's celebrating with him as Ice Bae is kind of like as constantly tapping for his attention over and over again, like, please Messi, me, I'm here behind you, come on, answer, as he's just celebrating. But I think there's something even worse. I think the worst image or video that he ended up filming is this one right here, where he's doing his signature assault thing with the World Cup, and you have this player. I feel so bad for him because he has like one of the most cope smile of all time. This smile is like, what is this guy doing here? Why is he recording? He's not supposed to be here. But he honestly doesn't want to look bad, so he's just smiling and just dealing with it like, this is fine, this is fine. As this kid is trying to touch the World Cup, and like, he's like moving it away. He's like, no, child, you cannot touch this World Cup that your dad fought for to win. And then like the player, it's just a very bad video and hard video to watch. There's also this other image right here where he's like has another player's medal in his mouth. I have no clue how he was able to get on stage. I think it's crazy that this is like the second time this happens, not really that close. Like just a couple weeks ago we had the whole Game Awards situation where some random kid just becomes a full Dark Souls summoning player and just comes out of nowhere, stand on stage. And then we have this situation too. How is this possible? How's this happened 2 times in a row? Like, would you think someone winning the World Cup will be like super duper highly secure to make sure that no one except like the player's family or like some of their close friends or people that the players want to go on the field can just waddle down on the stage? Or maybe Salt Bae just did exactly what that Game Award kid's there. It just 100% played it with the charisma. He stood out of his seat with a 100% straight face, looked completely forward and walked down and just pretend he was there. And his like Assassin's Creed skill of hiding was so good. People who didn't even know who was there just thought he was part of the players, or they probably just knew who he was and just thought a player wanted him there, wanted him to pass by. There's a lot of people saying that he should get in trouble because he invaded the World Cup and invaded a secret ceremony, but I don't really think nothing bad is gonna happen to him. I don't think this man's suddenly just gonna get arrested and like locked up in jail or something, because that's what some people are saying. You got some like hardcore football hardcore football fans say stuff like, this is unacceptable, he should be locked up, it disturbed a secret event, he should not be allowed to roam, Salt Bae should go to prison, how dare he disrupts this. That's probably not going to happen. He probably is going to get in trouble for this because I don't think this is something that you can do. I just think it's crazy. Also, it's kind of weird to me that Salt Bae is still relevant. Ever since this whole situation came up, I kind of have became like a Salt Bae researcher as I've been like looking into what this guy's been doing. After when the meme was big of him a couple years ago, I just completely forgot this man existed. I didn't even know he was still relevant, just for me to know that he owns this absolutely big restaurant where he sells gold-plated meat. I saw this before because I did know a couple of YouTubers and some people were posting about this on Twitter and other social media, but I did not know this was owned by Salt Bae. He basically has this weird edible gold chicken, which looks absolutely disgusting, but I don't really think you're eating edible gold for the taste. I think you're literally just eating it for the status, like, yes, I can afford a good old edible gold steak. And then he does this little show where he like takes out his knife and cutting set, does his like breeding style, cuts it a certain way, then ends it off with his ultimate demon blood art or whatever, where he like takes the salt and drizzle it down. Then he will like take the knife and feed it to apparently only females. I only seen him do this to female audience, where he like takes the meat and then just have them eat it or something. It's an extremely weird show. Again, I think this whole thing is just a flexing thing, and also the prices are apparently crazy. You have a lot of people saying that he's scamming people. Oh, you're overpricing them for the meat. I think if you're going to a restaurant to eat gold meat, you're not really there to eat something good. You're just there for the status thing, saying that like you could afford amazing gold meat. But this is just something I want to talk about, an extremely cringe story, and just something that I want to say. My name is Lil. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, do you the thing. That's how Victoria Lucian starts. Don't forget to follow it. You have a good day or night. See ya.